This episode is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the #1 seller of games and gaming accessories. And GatheringMagic.com, the #1 resource for Magic the Gathering news and articles.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Drafting with Big Nass. We got another Dark Ascension draft coming your way. First thing I do when I open a pack, always look at the rare. Deranged Outcast is fine. I would always play him in a green deck, but it's not really what I'm interested in first picking. So far, what leaps out at me is Death's Caress and Wolf Hunter's Quiver. Wolf Hunter's Quiver is really good, but it's really slow. Same thing for Death's Caress. Not too sure which is better between the two, but yeah, that's kind of I think they're actually fairly close in power level. But I'm leaning more towards Death's Caress because they're both 5 mana to use basically, but Death's Caress just kills something immediately, whereas Wolf's Hunter's Quiver, it just takes a little bit of work to get it going. So I don't have any problems first picking a Death's Caress here, and I really like being in black, so I'm just gonna take it here. But I think that pick is fairly close. Here I think I'm gonna take the Markov Warlord. Markov Warlord, in my experience, has been really good. I would even splash it, and this is coming from someone who hates splashing. I'm allergic to Evolving Wilds. I hate having a third color in my deck. But Markov Warlord is just, it's like every time you play him, you almost always win. It's such a good card. So I think I'm gonna grab that. It's definitely better than Blood Feud. Blood Feud, if you guys saw one of my previous drafts, I had a couple of these in my deck, and they're good. I'd almost always play one. But Markov Warlord is just plain better. So I will take that, and I'm pretty happy to be black-red. That's one of my favorite color combinations in this format. So here, not a whole lot is really leaping out at me. Dawn Treader Elk is a decent man. Chant of the Skiff Sang is pretty good too. But I think I'm just gonna grab a Torch Fiend. I definitely want to play red for the Markov Warlord. And Loyal Cathar, while it's quite good, I really don't want to be in red-white, since red-white is really not a great color combination. So I'm just gonna stick to my colors here, and I'm gonna go with the Torch Fiend. Alright, so we got another Blood Feud here, and Burden of Guilt, which probably means white's open. Again, I really don't want to be red-white, so I'm gonna try very hard to avoid it. Here, I'm probably gonna take Blood Feud. Again, I don't really want that many more expensive cards, but Blood Feud, I feel like it does enough for 6 mana. There's quite a few situations where it just kills 2 creatures, so I don't have any problems picking it up here. Okay, so here, wow, white's really open because Thraben Heretic is actually really good. It shuts down all the Undying creatures, and it's just a really solid card. But here, I think, in the interest of keeping things nice and cheap, I'm probably going to take Falcon Rat Torturer. Faithless Looting is okay, but I'm not sure how good it is in a black-red deck. Blue-red, where it's you have a good chance of milling yourself, sure, because then that gives you more value. But here the choice is between Black Cat and Falcon Rat Torturer. Black Cat is actually, it's better than it seems. Yes, it's a 2-mana 1/1, but it's pretty good actually. Your opponent always hates trading with it. But I'm just gonna stick with the Torturer at this point. Chosen of Markov is another one I could have taken, but it's not that great. So here, Burning Oil seems okay. I don't really want to take it. Just because then I feel like I have to play a couple planes in order to be able to flash it back, and I'm not really interested in doing that. But Markov Blade Master seems pretty good, and it kind of fits the theme that we're going for here. So I'm happy to take it here. All right, so here, wow, green is pretty open because Keswick Recluse is another good one. I could go into red-green, but there's a couple good red cards in this pack, so like I don't really want to do that just yet. Here I think I would rather have a Hinterland Hermit than a Torch Fiend, just because like they're both 2 mana 2/1s, but like Torch Fiend, his ability is probably less relevant than Hinterland Hermit's ability, so I'm gonna go with the Hermit here. But and I also already have a Torch Fiend, so that's another thing to keep in consideration. All right, so here, yeah, green looks pretty open here because Village Survivors is actually quite good. It's like a Sarah. It's honestly like a Sarah Angel in this format. Uh, so here I can choose between Russet Wolves and Harrowing Journey. Um, I don't really want more expensive sorceries, so I'm just gonna take the Wolves. It's definitely better than Sightless Ghoul. Like we don't have anything that interacts with zombies. Like that's the only situation where I would see myself playing the Ghoul. So I'll just take the Wolves for now. All right, so Forge Devil is pretty good. There's lots of 1 toughness creatures you want to kill. I'm very tempted to just like pick up the Faithless Looting because it's foil, but yeah, I don't actually care. So Forge Devil seems like a good one. I'll go ahead and take that one. All right, Warden of the Wall I actually like a lot. And packs 2 and 3 should have a good amount of 2 drops, so I don't think we're going to be running out of those. And we do have some expensive cards as well, so Word on the Wall helps out with that. I'm fine with taking it here. Okay, so here, Grave Purge is okay. I'm not really that interested in playing it. What does Jar of Eyeballs do? It seems pretty bad actually. It's just really slow. But I'm probably not playing Grave Purge, so I'm just going to rare draft here. If rare drafting wasn't a concern, I would just take the Grave Purge in the off chance I might play it, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. Okay, so which of these cards do I least want to lose to? Probably Chalice of Life, so we'll go ahead and cut that one. And looks like we got the Black Cat anyway. That's not bad. Gruesome Discovery. I could see myself siding it in certain matchups, but I'm definitely not going to main deck it, so I'll just hide it right away. So not too many black cards in this pack. Maybe should have been red-green, but we did a very good job of cutting off the black cards pack 1, so there's a good chance we're going to get a lot of good black cards in pack 2. If we end up getting cut in pack 3, that's not that big a deal, because red seems like it's quite open. Alright, so here, Diagraph Ghoul seems like the winner here. Really not, I mean, Scourge of Gyreach is okay, but it's expensive, and you just really want a lot of 1 and 2 drops in this format. So Diagraph Ghoul does a pretty good job of that. Yeah, it sucks that we're passing Civilized Scholar, but we never really had an opportunity to be in blue, so I don't feel that bad about passing it. Alright, so hopefully we get past like a bunch of Victim of Knights and Falconwrath Nobles and whatnot. I haven't played with or against Blade Master yet. Ooh, Heretic's Punishment. As much as I really want to slam down this Vampire Interloper, Heretic's Punishment is so good. It's yeah, like it's really hard to beat. Like it's pretty slow, but like if you get to on top of this, like you should be able to win the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that, and hopefully we get to wheel an Interloper, but I'll be happy with wheeling a Nightbird's Clutches because that sometimes makes the deck. Alright, ship me all your Brimstone Volleys. All the Brimstone Volleys. That's what I want to see. Hey, more good vampires here. So Rakish Air is something that I would like to take, but Falconwrath Marauders is he's just a very good man. I don't think I want to pass him up. But hopefully we get to wheel the Rakish Air. It could happen. I mean, red seems very open in this draft, so I'll be pretty happy to wheel it. But if it doesn't, excuse me, if it doesn't happen, it's not that big a deal. Okay, so here, definitely not splashing Bonds of Faith. Crossway Vampire seems like the best option. We have creatures like Markov Blade Master that want to get through, and this is also the type of deck where we want like Blood Crazed Neonate and stuff like that. So Crossway Vampire seems like a very good option here. So I'll go ahead and grab it. All right, and speaking of Blood Crazed Neonate, seems better than Harvest Pyre. Like Harvest Pyre is only really good in like decks that can mill themselves. I mean, it's still playable in other decks, but I would much rather just have the Neonate. Okay, so spec is a bit of a miss. Could take Nightbird's Clutches, but I'm pretty confident that the one that we open is going to wheel. I could take Creepy Doll just to rare draft it, but it's not really worth anything. Yeah, I mean, the only playable card for us here is Nightbird's Clutches. We could take an Ancient Grudge, that's another option. And it's foil too, so yeah. But I think I'd rather just have the Clutches. Okay, so this is an actual miss. So which of these cards do we least want to play against? Probably Rebuke. Yeah, I'll hate that one. Alright, so Ghoul Razor isn't very good in our deck because our only other zombies are Black Cat and Diagraph Ghoul. And it looks like we're very heavy red here, so I don't really want to play too many double black cards. But there's really nothing else in the pack that's worth taking. So I might as well just take it here. But I'm going to hide it because I really don't think I'm going to play it. Alright, so this is the pack that we opened. We did not wheel the Nightbird's Clutches. That's not the worst. There's nothing here I really want to take, so I'm probably just going to like rare draft here. If this was like not an online draft, I would probably take the Feeling of Dread because it's pretty good. It's just a good card, and I just feel like cutting good cards. But like our picks are relevant here. We're not playing Brain Weevils, so that's not even a consideration. Maybe it was the second pack that I was hoping to wheel Nightbird's Clutches. Yeah. Alright. So again, we can just take it here. Like we could hate it Ambush Viper, but I don't want to hate cards when there's actual playables in our deck. And we got to wheel the Ricochet, which I'm pretty happy about. Yeah. So this draft is looking pretty good for us here. Do we have enough vampires that Vampiric Fury is actually playable? Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it's worth picking up. I mean, I was tempted to just like to hate the Memories Journey because that's a card I really despise losing to. But there's a non-zero chance we'll end up playing Vampiric Fury in this deck. Just because of how the mana works out here, we might have to cut Diagraph Ghoul because we don't really actually have very many black cards. But that's kind of surprising, actually. I was really expecting black to really start flowing through that pack, but either the person to our left just decided to go into black despite not seeing any black cards, or there just wasn't any black cards in this pack. All right, so this pack doesn't seem very good. Yeah, this doesn't seem very good at all. Rune Chanter's Pike is not even like good in our deck, so yeah, wow. This is such a miss. All right. Well, we can. Our choices are between Kessig Wolf, Riot Devils, Tormented Pariah, and Altar's Reap. I think we can eliminate both Riot Devils and Tormented Pariah, so it becomes between Kessig Wolf and Altar's Reap. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Kessig Wolf. We don't have any like we haven't seen any Trader's Buds yet, so if I already had like one or two of those, I would be more tempted to take the Altar's Reap. But we have 13 creatures at this point, so I don't really want to pass up like marginable spells over actual playable creatures. I'm not really a big fan of Kessig Wolf. Like I really don't like playing it in most decks. But it may have to be in our deck here. So here, the pick is pretty easy. It's Falcon Wrath Noble. I mean, it's just an amazing card. There's very few cards I take over it. Geistcatcher's Rig is also quite good, but it's nowhere near as good as Falcon Wrath Noble. So let's go ahead and grab it. Okay. So, I think the choice is between Village Cannibals and Galvanic Juggernauts. We don't have any humans really, so Cannibals isn't even good in our deck. Yeah, this is pretty easy. I'm just going to take the Juggernaut. I could take an Isolated Chapel, but I don't think it's really worth rare drafting. All right, well, there's finally black cards. And we're actually pretty short on removals, so I'm just going to go ahead and slam that down. Okay. We have some options here. So we're choosing between Skurstag, Cultist, Traitorous Blood, and Markov Patrician. I don't think Markov Patrician is even close to these other two cards. Traitorous Blood, we don't really have enough sacrifice outlets for it. Yeah, I think it has to be Skurstag Cultist here. We don't have anything that really interacts like super well with it, but if we manage to table this Traitorous Blood, then it'll be even better. Rolling Templar is another card to be on the lookout for, just in case we play against another red deck. But I'm fairly confident that there aren't too many other red decks in this draft. We might be the only red drafter if we got Ricochet super late, and it's not like there was many like red cards in that pack. All right, could take Fear of the Bitten, but I really dislike playing that card. It's only really good with our Blood Crazed Neonate anyway. I'm just going to take Bump of the Night. I don't think we're going to end up playing it. Alright, well, Kessig Wolfrun is pretty good. It's a card that's it's good enough that I actually consider splashing, but in this case I think the Traitor's Blood is the pick. I don't really want to mess up my mana to play Kessig Wolfrun. And Traitor's Blood is actually, it works out very well in this deck, so I have no problems taking it. Okay, so do I want a second Traitorous Blood? I think so. Well, what do we have for sacrifice outlets? We have Skurstag Cultist, we have Falconwrath Torturer. Yeah, I think Traitorous Blood is going to be better than Altar's Reap and Markov Patrician. We have enough creatures, so I like it. Alright, so now we can take Altar's Reap, since we have the double Traitorous Blood, so it's when we have both of those cards, it's just a 5-mana removal spell. Alright, here we can take Night Revelers, even though I don't think we'll end up playing it. We probably won't even side it in against like a heavy human deck. Alright, well this is just ridiculous. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, I mean, which of these cards is the most likely to beat us? Yeah, I'm just gonna take Ancient Grudge just in case we need it. I don't think we will, but we can get another sacrifice outlet if we really want. But I'm really not a huge fan of Demon Male Hawk. We don't even have any Undying creatures. That would sway my decision a bit more. So I think I'll just take Riot Devils. And other Riot Devils. Alright, so this deck's looking pretty good. I don't think we'll play the Nightbird's Clutches, since we already have double Traitor's Blood. Sweet, last pick, Fear of the Bitten. And last pick, Curse of the Nightly Haunt. Both cards that I could side in theory. I mean, I can imagine situations where I might want to side it in. Alright, welcome back. This is what we're going to be submitting. I got some late cuts here. I ended up cutting a Russet Wolves. I mean, that was the very last card that I cut. Just because it's our most expensive non-vampire, non-cultist creature, non-juggernaut creature. So, that's probably not the best way to phrase it, but of the set of our expensive cards, it's the one that has the least amount of synergy with the rest of our deck. So It's quite good, and in most decks I will play Russet Wolves, but in this particular deck, I just had to cut something. I thought about cutting Diagraph Ghoul, but since I'm only playing 6 swamps, there's not a very good chance that I'll be playing it turn one. But I feel like it still does something even if you play it on like turn 3 or 4. It's still not that big a deal. And so I still would rather have that in the off chance that I do get to play a turn one, because in those situations it's very, very good. So I am playing 11 mountains just because I got a bunch of like double red cards I want to play early, and like I need a lot of red in this deck, and I don't really have that many black cards. I have one double black card. So like I could play like 10-7, but I just really want to make sure I have double red on turn 3. So we'll go ahead and submit this, and we'll see you guys in round 1. Peace.